Okay, for all of you out there who did not hear the first hour of the program, Shannon Spake was our guest, but I began the show talking about what the legal strategy was likely to be, in my opinion, for Deshaun Watson. In other words, if I were representing Deshaun Watson, I put on my lawyer hat and I said, hey, this is as big and as wild and as crazy of a story as I can ever remember, with the legal system intersecting with a current athlete, probably since maybe Michael Vick. Aaron Hernandez was out of play, right? That was a crazy story, but it wasn't as if he was still trying to play. This has a little bit of a feel to me like Michael Vick, star quarterback, except the difference there is Michael Vick, for those of you who've forgotten, had the dogfighting allegations, eventually served time in a federal penitentiary, and then came back and played. This Deshaun Watson case, there have been a lot of he said, she said allegations out there about athletes over the years and sexual assault. We've never heard of one with this many allegations being made, into the dozens potentially now, with all these different lawsuits basically being filed every day, each of them being put out there, dissected, analyzed, considered. And so now I'm going to tell you what I think from the perspective of the plaintiff's attorney. The plaintiff's attorney here is a man named Tony Buzbee, fabulously wealthy, 100 millionaire probably, more money than he knows what to do with. This is not a guy, despite what you may have heard from your friends or seen on social media or whatever else, this is not an attorney who is desperate to make money. This is not a guy who's risking his entire career for one big score. This is a guy who's already made so much money that he is fabulously wealthy. And he is representing all these different women. And so far, I think he has played everything brilliantly. All right, I'm giving you the plaintiff. That's the people who filed the lawsuit, their side of the equation here. The first thing that I think he did was brilliant was he got Deshaun Watson to come out and issue a statement where Deshaun Watson made it sound like, hey, there's just one woman who wants money. This is just a shakedown. And then, as he has continued to layer lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, he's turned Deshaun Watson, in the mind of many, into Bill Cosby. Let's be honest. Deshaun Watson had a sterling reputation, one of the best reputations, I would say, for any quarterback in the NFL, such that when these initial accusations came out, there was a great deal of disbelief. But as they have continued to pile up, they have become, I believe, far more believable. And so I remember, I think it was maybe the New York Post, the New York Daily News, one of the tabloids in New York City came out with a headline where they said, it's commonplace for lawyers to say, hey, this is a he said, she said, when they're trying to defend somebody, a man, of sexual assault. And we now have reached the point, I'm just going to follow through here, where we are now at a he said. That's what Deshaun Watson says. Deshaun Watson says, I didn't do anything improper. I've never treated a woman with disrespect. That's what he said. And then, lined up against Deshaun Watson right now, we have, and it's hard to even say all these, a she said, 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 she said. Right now, lawsuits. All of those women are represented, different women, as we approach 20 different women who have filed lawsuits saying that Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted them. Are all of those women lying? Sure, it's possible. Anything is possible. I have never seen a case where that many women were lying about one man. Never have. Alleging sexual assault. Particularly when these women are from multiple different states and do not know each other according to reports. In order for this to be a conspiracy or this to be some form of collusion, that would be highly improbable. Now, let me just be clear and straightforward and transparent here. If that were to be true, if all of these women were lying and they were seeking to defame Deshaun Watson, they should all face the utmost legal punishment available to them. They should be prosecuted for filing false claims. There should be significant consequences that come down upon them, because when any woman lies about sexual assault, she is destroying the credibility of many other women, because some people out there are going to play identity politics and they're automatically going to side with the man. And by the way, some people out there are going to play identity politics and they are going to side with the woman. And that is why identity politics in general is so incredibly pernicious to our justice system, because it leads to unfairness and inequitable outcomes when people decide they're going to believe or disbelieve somebody based on their race, their gender, their ethnicity, their religion, or their sexuality. That's why Lady Justice is blind, because the best judicial system would not consider who is actually speaking out at all from an identity perspective. They would just consider what the actual facts of a case are. And right now, I think the question that is probably going to be asked of the plaintiff's lawyer in this case is, what's your number? I think that's where we're trending very quickly, where Deshaun Watson's representation is going to have to reach out to Tony Buzbee's representation, and they're going to say, what is your number to settle all of these lawsuits? And I don't know what that number is. Because as you approach potentially 24 women, who knows where this is going to end? How many massages was Deshaun Watson getting? Remember, almost all of these are from the last year. How many other women are out there that Deshaun Watson potentially was paying for massages and demanding additional actions on top of that? I don't know what that number is. But I know that it's going to be, if you're the plaintiff's attorney right now, a massive dollar figure that you're going to say, hey, Deshaun Watson, you need to pay me. And I know that the plaintiff's attorney are doing exactly what I would be doing in this case, which is also trying to get criminal charges to be brought, because that increases the overall pressure on Deshaun Watson. And so to the extent that, I believe it's Harris County, that Houston area police officers and prosecutors are going to be talking to these women and conducting investigations into the allegations that they have brought, you're talking about the legal issues for Deshaun Watson building at a rapid pace, and the only way he can solve them may be by trying to pay tens of millions of dollars to settle this lawsuit. And frankly, I don't know where this goes from here. But if I had to choose which side of the case I would like to be on right now, the plaintiff lawyer, Tony Buzbee, or Rusty Hardin, the defense lawyer, this is not a difficult question at all. The plaintiff's lawyer has a much stronger hand. The amount of peril that Deshaun Watson is in is seismic. And I'm not sure exactly how this situation is going to resolve. Anybody who tells you they know is lying to you. But I do know that there is a world of trouble out there right now for Deshaun Watson.